Isn't this fun?
Hey, you. Glad we finally get a chance to talk, one-on-one, away from the rest of the rabble.
His hand in his pocket. Like,
I can hear you, Tayn. I'm right here.
It's good that we're on the same page with all of this.
spreads his arms wide to encompass the whole of the antechamber.
You know, wow, and his great big body.
I haven't decided what to do about it.
Really? Well, here's a little advice from Tayn. I would try really, really hard to figure that out. And soon. Between the two of us, I did a little exploring of my own before you showed up.
He talks, covering one of his side of his mouth, though his voice carries across the hall.
You haven't been to the collections yet, have you? It's just down that way. You'll hate it. There's a bunch of different people trapped in there. Lots of kith in some kind of stupor. I think they've been here a long time.
Did you ever occur that they might be locked up for a reason?
What gives you the impression that this place operates on reason? The prisoners, it's like this place tore out everything that made them them and left a bunch of statues behind. Except statues don't usually shamble around and cry.
Oh, great.
It is no surprise that the gods do not hold sacrosanct the self. They are mobs exalted to divine monstrosity.
Take this. It's a spell that should wake the prisoners up again. Just make sure you read it somewhere they'll all hear it.
Which was a sloppy scrawl with arcane runes, drawing of animals, practice versions of Tayn's signature. Tayn thinks the spell can help the prisoners of the collection get their memories back, providing that the words are read where every prisoner can hear them. Oh, that's a stage.
Use your imagination. Head west out of this fine antechamber and the collections are right down the stairs. Can't miss it.
What do the hall's obscure need with mind destroy?
Maybe they knew too much? Rare information seems to be the currency of this place. I'd suggest that you ask one of the prisoners, but they aren't very talkative.
Okay, what exactly does your spell do?
Let me try and put it in terms we both understand. This place has a way of unplugging people's heads and letting the memory stuff drain out.
Right.
All that stuff kind of blends together. The memory of someone's first kiss gets stuck to the memory of the price of hagfish. My spell gathers the memory stuff
Like
into
an
kid-sized
animancer or
chunks
something?
and stuffs them back into people's heads.
Right.
No one leaves with the same memories they came in with.
Oh,
At
wonderful.
least everyone gets an equal slice.
Great.
That sounds neither responsible nor wise, even for a circle archmage.
Yeah, he rubbed his temples and sighs.
Could I, maybe get a copy of that spell? I have some friends in the Brass Citadel who might be interested in some light mind control. I'll even split the finder's fee.
This plan is flawless. Nothing disastrous could result from injecting a town's worth of kith with fractured blended souls.
Oh, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Sorry if I got a little technical there.
Doesn't giving people random memories seem irresponsible?
Of course not. See, a brain needs memories like a sewer needs waste. Without the waste, it's all just tunnels.
Great.
Give it a little time and these prisoners will be their old selves again. Just with some extra fun. Maybe someone will wake up and realize they can play the harpsichord or speak Valian. Wouldn't that be a nice surprise, huh?
The brain is not some pattern for the mind. You cannot simply refill it with random soul essence and expect it to be the same person it once was.
That's what separates the archmages from the rest of you. We don't let things like accuracy, possibility, or ethics slow us down.
Then taps his head and winks at you again. I'll consider it, but no promises.
I hope you can do some good down there. I hate to see so many people without a single good idea between them, you know? Like the deer would.
Okay, so what do you know about Whale's body?
If there was a day in Wizard College when they talked about god bodies, I might have slept through it.
Absolutely, yep.
Based on what we've seen, I'd say Maura used this place to nail down her tentacle spells. Lucky her, there's tons of inspiration here.
You really want to awaken a titan?
What? The prospect of sending a mountain of eyes and tentacles to wrestle Aethys isn't enticing enough for you?
It's really not. No.
Wouldn't it be boring to let a body like that molder and rot? I think we can do better. I think Eora deserves better. Even if it knocks over a castle or two, I think the fun will justify the cost.
So how did you become an archmage?
My father donated to all the best colleges. I earned a couple of free degrees until I found something I was actually good at.
Tayn is an insult to the very concept of scholarship.
Exactly.
We all learn differently, my handsome friend. I got where I am by focusing on the things I do well and never challenging myself beyond that. Secret to success. I owe a lot to my father, including an apology. He always said he wanted an archmage in the family. Kinda backfired when I dropped the surname.
Okay.
It's just Tayn now. Hi.
There's more to that one then. You aren't as academic as your colleagues.
Thank you. Wait, that was a compliment,
That was
right?
not a compliment, no it wasn't.
I know I don't fit in with the rest of those book learners, but I've got it where it counts.
He holds his hand over his heart.
Thinking is a big waste of time when you've got raw, unvarnished instinct on your side. If I worried about research, safety, or ethics, I never would have cast the first chaotic orb. You do know about my chaotic orb, right? That's my spell. It was really popular when I got it into circulation.
You see a grimoire or a familiar? I'm not a wizard. Elf might know. Fun spell, right? I'm guessing it's not.
Yes, it's very round.
Very round, okay.
Oh, good. I was concerned for a second there. I worked really hard on that orb.
Sarcasm.
First time I ever applied myself. Once wizards started using it all over the world, there was all this talk and fanfare. Have you seen this thing? Look at it go! Those were good times. These days, no one asks if I'm that Tayn anymore. They don't tell you in wizard college that achievement can seem downright underwhelming.
Okay, any thoughts about your colleagues in the circle?
Kalikoth is great. She once shouted into my face so loud that we both passed out.
Alright. Seems wonderful. Absolutely. We will have to come back to this. Imp is furiously mixing powders and herbs into a mortar and pestle. He peers at you, showing off a row of pointed teeth and a long, flicking tongue.
So, wizards tricked you into coming here too, eh?
It's beginning to feel that way. But I didn't get... what?
Imps, no. Imps watch you running around fixing each other's ground stink problems. Wizards lie. Wizards are worse people. But drowsy puke fix everything, eh? Help you relax.
Yeah, you want to give me drugs?
Drowsy puke wants kith to dream, eh? Rest giant weary head.
That makes a soothing sound and pets you with a bony claw.
Smart ground stink just let drowsy puke know when he wants rest, eh?
Why the fixation on drugs?
You think Arkemir gets to sleep without drugs?
Ah.
Essence of white leaf, milled Gainsveth seeds, powdered dragon bone for sweetness, eh?
Care for some ruffle sponge?
Maybe you're not as dumb as you look. Takes battering ram of herbs to knock out Archmage. Good thing drowsy puke is smart, imp.
So I can use something to knock somebody out. I can't tell if you're helping Akimura or just feeding his addictions.
Can do both.
Seem to take a lot of personal satisfaction out of this.
Drowsy puke enjoys job. Learns from job. One kith at a time. Numb you all to sleep.
Okay, thanks for the lesson. I don't think I'm not going to sample it. I can rest here. Alright.
Don't know your face, ground stink. You the one I'm supposed to find?
I have no idea. Tom, captain of the junk.
They let you sail boat?
One of the Imp's eyes bulges skeptically.
Master told Fetid Spray to bring baubles to Sanctuary. Offer to stupid ground meat for coin.
Gestures towards its wearers.
Here, from Master. Master's most glorious words.
Imp vertically hands you a scrap of solid parchment. I will keep this terse in case my imp should meet an unfortunate end and dismisses event intercepted. But now you have encountered other members of the circle and laboriously scrutinize the motivations of breaching Whale's obscured sanctum. Allow me to add my rationale to theirs. My desire is a simple one. Tidiness. There is already one god blustering its way through the Deadfire, and I have no desire to see him joined by another. If Fassina still lives, try and keep her alive. She has a modicum of potential, but it may yet aid you in Whale's unusual territory.
Where nasty Fassina? Instructions for her too, eh?
Yeah, Fassina, you hold a blandness to conduct that our time together was wasted. The task I assigned you ranged from tedious to toxic. I gave you only beginning cantrips in exchange for thankless labour, and every way earned your deserving ire. In spite of these setbacks, you have preserved to become a wizard of exceedingly bright potential. You went over my head to access books you had no authority to read, learned spells beyond your capability, and even turned the imps against me in short-lived insurrection. Do you think I wouldn't find out? Which is all to say that I am delighted in your progress. A wizard does not ask for permission or consign themselves to a rigid structure of authority. A wizard is a driven skeptic and agitator. Even the archmage only tolerate their self-imposed circles on the best of days. Whether or not you still consider yourself my apprentice, consider Wales Sanctum your final assessment before graduating to better things. I think you will find yourself equal to the challenge. Because should you survive the ordeal, you may use this letter as a accommodation.
So, what does Master want? Aha! What that mean, eh? More god stinks walking in statues?
Hey mate.
Well, try not to die then. I no care.
Oh, I hope he appreciates your hard work.
Master trusts fetid spray to handle coin. That means his best imp, most trusted friend. Fetid spray is loyal, eh? Not like some.
Means I'll well look at his colleague.
Complacency will be Master's undoing, huh? We dismantle his manor from basement to roof. Terrible imp plots against Master, eh? You worst friend.
Brilliant.
Now we may speak with something like privacy.
He casts a hoodie glance in the direction of Tayn and shakes her head.
Tayn has asked something of you.
Llengrath beckons you forward with a discreet wave of her hand. He'd like me to free the prisoners in the collection.
And you accepted.
No, I didn't.
How terribly
No, I didn't.
large-hearted of you.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Forgive me my assumption, then. Word of your good deeds precedes you. What Tayn asks of you appears a mercy, but it's only a selfish attempt to bolster his reputation. He's a devious child who delights in making the rest of us clean up his messes.
A quality common to archmages, it seems.
Yep.
I'd say I resent the comment, but you're not wrong.
Nice.
Many of the poor souls held captive here have been so for decades. Anyone they knew is likely dead, their old lives gone. To return them to the world with nothing is a cruelty.
Yeah, it's almost like the main story in Pillars.
The gods only know what havoc these broken people will wreak with the information Tayn intends to give them. Lay their souls to rest. Return them to the wheel.
We'll consider.
That's all I ask. This scroll will aid you.
Final slumber. Scroll is decorated with runes drawn fabulously in a tiny grid. The significant arcane energy underpinning the runes causes them to glow with a faint fluorescent, and staring at them too long slows the beating of your heart. Llengrath believes the spell will give the collection prisoners a peaceful death so long as the words are read that every prisoner can hear.
You need only read the incantation scribed upon it, preferably in a place where all may hear it. Their deaths will be swift and painless.
With a curt nod and a heavy sigh, she turns away. She pats at her hip absently, looking for something out of her habit. Things her grimoire. She flips through it slowly, her mind clearly elsewhere.
We hear.
Final reminder not to disturb the subjects while they hearken to the music of the pit. The Reachers have grown protective of our benefactor's song and will attack those who damage the organ's apertures. If any subject experiences a moment of clarity, kindly guide them away from the pit and back to an aperture where they can rejoin the others in blissful indifference. We'd like to minimise the suicidal rate this wow. May they also serve as a notice that we have exhausted our supply of earplugs. Otherwise are authorised to distribute hot candle wax until someone can venture topside for supplies. Lovely. So if something happens, I can just run away, put them somewhere.
Oh?
You were saying?
Thanks. You'll probably die, which I don't like, because be able to get there. Oh, I've got hiccups. Damage there, but I thought that.
How might I assist?
Right between the eyes.
Got a fighter. Right. Fire damage. I'll attack first. Guess we'll find out. The path winds up into hills, narrowing a little wider than a cart. The cliffs offer a sheer drop down to the crashing sea, the water foaming white where it throws itself against the rocks. You realise what you were initially took to be several large lumpy stones are in fact atoms, two-headed monstrosities. As you watch, one of them, absent-mindedly, lifts a boulder and hurls it into the sea. The Efton scuffle, their language exchange a long look, are listening with all ears. One of them says, "What offers little soft thing? Make it good." You like shark meat? Oh, now on second thoughts. Once these unbox, only second thought is our second thought. Our second thought is first thought. We eat you now. The second one chuckles, scratching its belly with one hand as it hefts its mighty club with the other. That's fine. Yeah, I wanted to sneak my way up. I must have pressed that wrong there. Oh, hello there, ladies and gents. How about you? So, beneficial effects, weakness, resistance. Great. Can't be flanked. Okay. Also good.
Yes?
Yeah, that'll get off before we do it.
Ah.
Does that a lot, that? Does that a lot? Wait to see what happens. As you descend from the high mountain paths, you find a small camp nestled in the sand. Tents, tired horses with legs camped out, campfires crackling. It seems far too active for an ambush to be in wait. All groups approaches a motley band of Kif bearing quality arms and armour. The foremost, a deeply tanned dwarf, raises a hand in greeting. You're coming down the pass? She asks. Don't suppose that means you've dealt with those filthy eons, does it? I've dealt with them. The woman claps. Outstanding. Best damn news I've heard in weeks. The owners stand behind the dwarf's eyes, and here I thought we having an opportunity to test our mettle on this venture. The robed pale elf glances at her. Death finds us all in time, Woka. No need to rush to his embrace. The dwarf gestures towards the tents. Seeing as you've gotten our whole venture started up again, the least we could do is let you share our fire for a spell. Yeah, cool. As you step into the camp, you come to sit beside a fire. Although it looks like they've intended to put out before you got there, Diorama feeds it another log. The dwarf gestures to a pot hanging on the flames. Got some stew left, fish and vegetables. Nothing's fancy. I'd like to know more about your company. The dwarf taps the scar on his dusky chin. Well, we formed in the Living Lands. It's where Midge and me hail from. She gestures to the short Orlin. She's our mindbreaker. Franco hears from Old Valeria, a sworn brother of the Drocozo Paladini, and the tall man clangs a gauntlet against his breastplate as he bows. Sandra gestures to the pale elf. That's Liz Lauren from the White That Wins. He handles the magic, and Owacha. He nods to the island Anuma. Left through Ty when she ran out of things to put her axe in. Anyone else you see around? A hireling, but still some of the best. We're all over the Levin Lands and Deadfire both. Midge grins. Right now we're drawing coin off an Iranian noble as members of the Deadfire Archipelago Explorers Society. The Orlin chuckles quietly, more or less. Sure, you have some great stories to tell. The Feridian rises as they were his cue. Ah, you have no idea. Here we go. Watcher shakes his head. I brought this on you. Great. Franco knows her. Where would one begin the recounting of her journeys? The tale of the tentacled terror of Tayn. The sordid story of the seamstress of Selona. The perilous perfidy of the palfrey. He believes he's a cantor, Watcher says, but what he makes up for in enthusiasm he lacks in talent. Quiet, you old battle axe, he looks to you. I'll be happy to explore, to expand our dinner if you're staying. Please do. Know anything about the island? The explorer shakes his head with a snort, hardly seen most of it. Come on land a few miles that way. She jerks a thumb towards the western coast. Gods benighted, Eton prevented us from going any further. The Valerian grouses, and the Orlin's ears bounce with her vigorous nod. The dwarf smiles. We're looking for some ruins that are supposedly out here. Islands so desolate though, it's hard to imagine anyone building on it. Certainly sandy. The Valerian laughs, a warm, quick sound that slips away as quickly as it appears. Ack, quite true. I've sand in places I didn't know I had. I weep for the woman who will know me after this place. The Olin shakes her head. Well, we all weep for the woman with the misfortune to know you. Shall I say he winks at you? Midge resents my innumerable conquest. Midge crosses her arms and raspberries hardly. I could attack them. It seems like they've got pretty nice stuff, but I'm just going to eat and rest. You eat with the explorers, sharing tales over the dying fire. Eventually, you call it a night, and they offer you a fallen comrade's tent for the evening. Waking up, you take the group and take your leave. They wish you safe journeys. Yeah, so it certainly feels that you could have killed them if you wanted to, but I wasn't going to be doing that. Sandswept Ruins. Searing hot winds rip the dunes. You shield your face from the onslaught, but it's of little use. Sand makes its way into every vulnerable little crevice it can find. You spot a structure ahead. Up close, it appears to be the ruins of an ancient Huara building, perhaps a temple. An obscured entrance leads into a sand-covered hillside. Hiccups. Gone and got the hiccups. Ah, see, so that'll be this one. Yep.
There is something over there.
Will do.
On the altar before you rests a spiked hammer, a curved skull gone yellow with age. Examine the altar. Wrought of ancient stone, this altar has seen better days, though it's remarkably clean for where you found it. Its base is riddled with cracks, and the gasping metal hands at its corners are listing to the right. The skull of the Kef origin are clearly ancient, having grown brittle and fragile with time. Embedded in its forehead is a strange stone. Its intimate purpose is unclear. I take it I can only take one then. Examine the hammer. The hammer is second with deep gouges and marred with spots of rust. Its significant heft and fine steel head suggest the hammer might have once been a quality weapon of war, but it has surely seen better days. Okay. I think I can do one or the other, probably. I'm going to assume.
I've got it.
Yeah. Definitely pick up the skill. Gingerly take the hammer, testing its weight in hand, you discover it's surprisingly well balanced. The great stone door behind you slams shut with a floor sliding bang. Sand begins to pour into the room through holes high to the wall. The stone back. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Great. Sand pours into the room, pulling at your ankles and rising higher with every moment. The only way out is the stone door behind you, and it's sealed tight. And to open that bloody door. Get the edge of the door and pull. The door grinds open an inch. Pull harder. Yes. With a cry of exertion, you shove the door open a few more feet. There might be just enough room for the rest of the party to squeeze through the gap. You hold the door open long enough for the party to escape. As the last person squeezes through, you give the door a final shove and dive out of the room for safety. Yeah, so I don't think I was supposed to grab that skill.